Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Chop Talk. I am your co-host. I am the Andre C. Right over here, it's her. It's the Moon Princess herself. It's Melball. How you doing, Melball?
I can do like the Sailor Moon thing over here. Yay! Ta-ta-ta. Fighting evil by moonlight.
Oh, I haven't
We're
watched
off
that
to a
in.
great start
I haven't watched
today.
that in a few decades now. Jesus.
Oh dear goodness. Another thing to add to the list of things we need to watch before I move.
Oh, I've watched all of Sailor Moon. Don't worry, I have watched it all.
I'm doing great today, Andre. I destroyed my shoulders. No, not my shoulders, my back. My
And your
shoulders do hurt
fingers.
though.
And
And
your
my
fingers.
fingers because of big boy Dean dropping his weight. Don't be a
Uh,
bitch. Don't drop your weight. How are you doing, my friend?
I am doing just fine. Another day of work. It's been some long days these last few days. Work's been really busy, so life has been just crazy this last while. So that's why this show isn't coming out until Friday morning, because we've had both had hell of a week of just busy craziness happening. So
Yes.
we apologize for content this week being lacking thereof. Just yeah,
It
as I spoke
happens.
about on, we spoke about on Marvel Talk. I've had a bit of a burnout on top of it all. Just so much going on lately. So yeah, we'll have we're gonna have G1 coverage coming out next week. So don't worry, we'll be
Mhm.
having day 14, 15, and 16 coming out, and the G1 semifinals and finals all coming out over the weekend into next week, and we'll have something of Stardom coverage. We will get it up. Maybe we just do a full on rundown of what's happened in the first week and a half of the tournament, just to
We'll figure it out.
just an update, because it's been crazy. The amount of shows, I'm
Mhm.
sorry, in 1 week, a little too much for Stardom.
Excessive. Yeah, it's excessive. And the hard part also becomes is like we're trying to prioritize the Grand Prix um matches. And I love, 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 love the fact that Stardom is getting the matches and shows up like,
Lickety split.
yeah, the problem is that it's not in their regular structure where we get each match. It's in just one big kablooey. So trying to like, and there's no like skippity dippity, there's no chapters.
Mm.
You really start to really, you know,
Yeah, and the fact when they do in 3 days do 4 shows.
yeah, their techs are undoubtedly a little overwhelmed, but dang,
Not even
can we
that.
get
I'm just like, that is
I
so
can
much wrestling.
volunteer. Y'all can pay me to do it. I'll do it. You want me to do it in the morning? You pay me well enough, I'll do it in the morning. I don't care.
You'll do it live while it's on the air.
Frick yeah. Why not?
But we're not here to talk about New Japan Stardom. We just want to say
No.
sorry for not being around these last few days. We're here to talk Top Talent Pro Wrestling featuring Donovan Dijak and the returning Joey Janela and Jimmy Lloyd.
Lloyd.
And the return to Top Talent of Effy.
Yay!
Yeah.
Effy.
I was very much looking forward to this show, and I think
Mm,
this show delivered.
I agree.
Yeah.
I agree. I agree. I mean, yeah, start to finish was really, really good. We had our favorites, we had our not favorites.
Mhm.
It's what it is. We had a good time. I had a blast. I actually took notes
I
for
did,
the
but I'm
most
not
part.
going to be going through all of my notes, and I'm gonna learn. I got to learn to abbreviate my notes just to big stuff and the finish, because
I agree.
I'm missing stuff. I think Christ, I had my old play-by-play teammate Mike the Ref, who when I was
My
down typing stuff and something would happen, he'd literally call the move into me, and I'm like, it made it a lot
yes.
easier.
Yes, and, like, I mean, I'm usually trying that too at shows, but the problem is when you're not looking and I'm saying something, the probability of me being correct about
50-50.
it
50-50.
goes down exponentially as evidenced by the spindly bindly.
Hey, I honestly didn't even know what that move was called either until one Mitch Clark sent me the name of the move. Okay, I was calling it a rolling Death Valley driver. That's what I was calling it, and you just made up a name. So
ADHD, what can I say? When I forget words, it comes out as a description. That's what it looked like.
yeah. So we're gonna get into it. Before we do that, I want to thank each and every one of you. Thank you all so much for tuning in here on Andre and Melball Wrestling Talk. Thank you all so very much for joining us here. Please like the video, subscribe to the channel, comment down below. Don't forget to share us out there, friends, family, and kooky little kids that might just, I don't know, might just hate on you and throw eggs at your house. Yeah, share us out to those people because they're crazy and they need something to do. Yeah.
They need to calm down. They need to
Yeah.
tranquilo with that shit.
I literally built that as I was going.
Yeah, you did.
I was like, how do I build kooky little kids into this? So I was like, okay, the ones that throw eggs at your house, and you have to distract them with other things. There you go.
Sure.
And don't forget
We'll
to
go
hit
with
that
it.
notification. And don't forget to hit the notification bell so you alert every time we drop a new video.
Ding dong.
Okay, I'll answer you. It's still early. I'll answer.
It is. It's still light out. It's still light out.
Yeah,
We're
it's
still
still light out.
utilizing some of that natural light.
I can still see people through the glass pane. I can still see you. I've got that center glass pane in my door. Like there's that. My door has like a glass piece in the center, so you can see through it.
Oh.
Yeah, yeah. So I can see through the glass. So I can still see you. So yeah.
Okie dokie, artichokey.
So we're gonna get in. We're gonna talk some top talent pro wrestling. Let's go.
Yay.
It was top talent from Friday, August 9th. That was a week ago. As we're pretty much recording this, it's coming out. It's a week ago, but the day before my birthday. It's probably gonna be the last chance. Oh no, second last chance. Gonna get talked about my birthday on this channel. Because I get one more time.
You do your thing, man. You talk about it as long as it's August.
I got one more chance. I got one more chance coming on the next New Japan Poodle Wrestler review.
Perfection.
Yeah. So let's kick it off. We kicked it off with the king of the triple threats match. It is Dalton Rogue defending against the Prospector, Wes Barker, making his top talent pro wrestling debut, and everybody's favorite hitman, Jabari.
I love how we were discussing this match beforehand, and I said that Barker guy, and you were like, Clive? Who the fuck is Clive Barker?
He's an actor, right?
I don't know. Maybe. I don't know.
And then I get shit from Nathan going, why didn't you say Bob? Because I'm like, I'm saying obviously no, it's not Bob.
No, doesn't look like Bob to me. Did pretty good though. Take us into it, man.
Yeah, I thought this was this spot where Wes Barker came out with a Panthers jersey on, so Mo ended up pulling it over his head and giving him the hockey fight uppercuts to him. It was great.
He did, yeah.
It was a great little spot there. Dalton and Wes are teaming up. They do team up multiple times throughout the match, are beating up on Mo. They end up, it all falls apart at one point. We all, as it happens at every triple threat match. Dalton hits a beautiful super kick to Mo while he has Wes in the sharpshooter. I love that spot. It looks so good. It's so good. Towards the end of this match, Wes jumps up onto the second rope, but Dalton comes in and kicks his legs out, sending him like seated into the corner. But he's in like a second rope tree of woe.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Yeah.
So Dalton ends up on the apron, and he comes over the top, like let's say Naito style, and just stomps Wes into the mat off from that second rope tree of woe. That's
so
great.
Good. Yeah. It was very much. Yeah, you're right. It did remind me of Naito's setup for the Combinacion Capro.
Yeah, I really liked it. I thought it was really cool looking move, just coming over with after getting him in there, coming over with that stomp. I'm like, yeah.
You know what made it even better too? Like besides the athletic ability of Dalton yeeting himself over the rope into that, with precision. The fact that Wes didn't sit there like most people, just sitting there holding on to the ropes in that sit up position, he waited until he saw Dalton go out there, and then there was the movement to try to get out. So it looked very organic and good. I really, really enjoyed that part of it.
Yeah. I just entered it a little better.
Okay, I was like, did we move?
Yes, we did. We did.
Okay.
It's magic.
Imagination.
The imagination. Jeff Hardy.
Continue, sir. Mhm.
Yeah. I love this spot. So Dalton almost runs into the backdrop by Mo, but he avoids it, and they end up hitting the lariats to each other, dropping each other. The end of this match comes. Wes ends up on the top rope, comes off the top with a top rope elbow to Mo Jabari, but then Dalton out of nowhere coming off the top with the top rope double stomp to Wes, pins him for the 1, 2, 3, and the man who remained your king of the triple threats is Dalton Rogue.
Mm-hmm. What an exciting way to start off this show. It's almost like the comparison to LPW that started off for a long time with that challenge championship. It was a nice, fun way to start off the show. The Scramble Championship, also fun little way to start because you have three very competent wrestlers coming out here and setting everything up for everybody. There was the one part in the beginning there. I didn't say like I didn't write down who caught him, but Dalton attempted a springboard, got caught, and ended up taking a knee to the rib. I can't remember who caught him, but I remember it being really, really cool. I should
I
have
don't
probably
have
wrote.
that one down. I don't have that one down.
I want to say it was Wes, but I'm not entirely sure.
There was
Don't
a
want to give
spot.
credit to the wrong person like that.
There was a spot early in the match though, where Dalton ended up on the floor, and he kind of like fell by us, and he just turns to me and goes, "Andre, pay attention when I'm wrestling." And I was like, "Okay."
Pay attention. What else? What else? Okay, so yeah, the Mo gotten beat up quite a bit by Dalton and Wes teaming up in this one. There was a double kick on the outside by Mo to Wes and Dalton that looked really, really good as well. Um, so this was my first time seeing Wes, so that's why I keep coming back to him because that's the one that I feel kind of needs the attention in this one. He was very mean in a good way. Like he was
Mhm,
heel, but in like the oddest, politest way possible. It's an
mhm.
interesting character. There was an atomic drop by Mo, which I really love a really good looking atomic drop. Mo did a great one on Wedge. It looks so, so good. Um, there was a thrust kick that oh yeah, you mentioned the thrust kick to Mo when he had him in the sharpshooter. It looked really, really good. There was a bounce off where Dalton getting bounced off the ropes into a blindsided lariat by Wes, which looked just so good. It was very strong style. It reminded me of something that like Ishii would do in this situation. Yeah, this was a great opener, as I mentioned. Really, really great way to kick off the show. It was a nice little almost kind of story that they created in this. You know, I love my stories with the cooperation between Wes and Dalton, the animosity between Mo and everyone else.
Mm,
Um, Great match. Great storytelling in this. I liked it.
yeah. Yeah, I thought just great way to open the show. High energy, got the crowd really
Mhm.
amped up for this show, and the crowd was really responding on this show. I think
Yeah.
great crowd, great crowd. Next month's going to be or October's going to be insane. We'll talk about that at the end of the show because the amount of
Yeah.
people that are going to be at that show, it's going to be insanity. And I'm probably going to be late to that show because I got to work till 5 because I can't get that afternoon off because I'm hopefully going to have a couple days before off or something else down in that neck of the woods. So, yeah.
Mhm. Mhm. Mhm.
So we move on to the second match, and it is a fatal four-way match. It is Eli Surge versus the debuting Alex Explosion and the debuting Fussion, or Fusion as they call them, but it looks to me like the word Fussion, not Fusion. It's two S's. It's Fussion.
Guy, just because our language is the language doesn't mean it's the right language. That maybe that's not how they say it in his language.
Yeah. Versus Big Jesse Youngblood. Surge wants to put hats on Fusion and Alex. And they go to kick him, but they end up kicking Jess, and it just turns into an all-out just craziness. Fusion hitting this beautiful tope con hilo to Big Jess on the floor. It looks so smooth, so good. Eli then comes off the top with a top rope moonsault to Jesse and Fusion on the floor. That was crazy. Just so good. Alex ends up lariating Fusion in the corner, then hits a tornado DDT to Jesse out of the other corner. Then he gets a top rope drop kick to Jesse, and then hits a German to Eli. Just going on a warpath. I really like this Alex Explosion guy. He's really good, man. Fusion with an Os cutter to Alex Explosion, then a 450 off the top, but Eli breaks the pin up. Just some crazy shit. Jesse gets that inside out lariat to Fusion, then hits a side slam to Eli, then a double underhook suplex, just sending Alex across the ring. Just everybody just going crazy in this match. Who the frick is Ale?
Did you maybe write Eli wrong?
Meant to write Eli, but it's ALE.
Okay.
Yeah. I think Eli, he gets that walking forward and then drops it. No, it's Alex. Yeah, there's an X missing. Alex.
Oh, well, there you go.
There we go. Alex hits his he gets him up into suplex, walks forward and drops Fusion into the brainbuster.
Yeah, that was impressive.
Eli hits it, comes back with a senton off Jesse's back, then goes to Jesse. Eli sentons Jesse's back, then goes up. But he goes for a moonsault, but just clears Jesse. Jesse started rolling, and he just clears him by a long shot. And Jesse ends up spearing Eli and Alex. This is where Fusion ends up coming off the top, going for a moonsault. Jess tries to catch him, but Fusion just takes him down with that moonsault off the top. And this just angers Jesse. So he just fires up, picks him up, Jesse driver, and he gets the win. Yeah.
Yeah, this was very it was very reminiscent of the scramble matches from LPW. So I was really quite fond of this one.
Well, there might be a champion of scrambles involved in this, but we don't talk about that at this promotion.
I'm gonna talk about what I want. Thank you.
I know.
Where was I? Okay. Yeah, the tope con hilo you mentioned. Did you mention the TDT, Tornado DDT by Alex on Jesse? Okay.
So good, so good.
Oz Cutter 450. The moonsault. Oh, so Fusion. I mean, Lucha, but his moonsaults are so tight. When I say tight, he does not go far. He can rotate his body in such a small area of existence. It's crazy. We were yelling, "Watch out for the hole." He was nowhere near the damn hole. So I'm trying to understand what I meant by buckle kick. Eli with a trip and buckle kick to Jesse, but Jesse ends up power bombing him.
Oh, I have no idea.
I don't know either, but it sounds cool.
Maybe
I wrote it down. It must have been cool.
It's probably the haluva kick, the running boot to the face in the corner.
Oh, there you go. But I didn't remember what
Eli
it was.
I'm pretty sure Eli hits those. So yeah.
Maybe. I don't know what the trip would be then. I don't know. We'll see. Yeah. You know how I felt about the end. I wasn't particularly happy with it, but I was happy with the match overall.
Yeah, I did want to see Eli win this. I'm a big fan of Eli.
I did too, especially the crowd pop for him. I mean, we were a part of it. We had a Birds Aren't Real flag behind you.
Yeah, and the fact that Fusion was so over by the end of this match.
Oh gosh, yeah.
I was cheering for him by the end. I was like, dude, let's go, because he was so good. Just driving him, I was like, but yeah, it was a good match. It was still a really good match.
Yeah. We started the
But
lucha thing or the chant. Whoa. Hello. You caught up. You're good. We started the lucha chant again after the match just to show appreciation because, yeah, he was so good. So good. Um, I don't know. It doesn't seem to be that, like, people who come in on the shows have their, like, first match be wins, though, sometimes. So
mm,
I wasn't expecting him to, but I definitely know that he's probably going to come back because, as you mentioned, the crowd was super, super behind him by the end of it.
he better
Mhm.
come back.
Oh, please.
Yeah. So
It's
we
nice
move
to
on.
have, like, the difference in styles, because sometimes, you know, when we're in the same area for so long and there's no, like, real kind of specialization training, we end up having, like, a lot of the same kinda looking wrestlers just with maybe different gimmicks, and when I say looking the same, I mean, like, they have the same moveset, they kinda come out like the Young Lions with the same kind of, you know, the Boston Crab and the, you know, foundational strikes and stuff like that. Having something like a straight up true pure lucha thrown in on that can just end up to this kind of matches that we ended up with this, which was great.
Yeah.
Mm.
We move on to a 3-on-2 no rules match. Even though there was rules, it is the Freak Show. Peyton Pryce, Riley Rose, and Ryaden, the Destroyer, taking on Kat Von Heez and the Boski Jimmy Lloyd. Yeah,
Yeah, Kat at one point turned to me and she's like, "There's an awful lot of rules for being a no rules
yeah. We
match."
were talking like when they were started tagging and people waiting on the apron. Like I had like I heard Nathan go, "Why are they tagging? This is a no rules match. Why is this a tag match?" I'd noticed
Could
like
you
tags were
imagine the
not.
chaos it would have been though if it was a tornado tag or a
Yeah,
tornado match?
that would have been awesome.
Would have been just another scramble.
I would have been fine with that.
I would have too.
Yeah, so there are no rules, but tags are being enforced. Again, Kat and Riley, when they're in there together, they do so good. Like just
Mhm.
they have such so smooth together. Um, yeah, Ryaden tossing a chair at Jimmy,
Oh,
who's going for the dive to the outside, and
so mean.
it hits Jimmy, then bounces up in the air and it bounces at Kat. I was just like,
Yeah.
oh my god.
Yeah. It was great though. Great spot.
Yeah, then he ends up like choke slamming Jimmy on the apron. It looks so good. Looks so good. Uh, Rayden sets up chairs in the ring and he power slams the broski onto the chairs. It was just like, ah,
Yeah,
so,
yeah.
so painful. Um, Jimmy ends up stops being run into the chair into the corner, sends Rayden into it, and then hits the Ace Crusher or the Diving Cutter or the RKO, whatever you want to call it. That was a good little spot.
It
Um,
was.
Cat hit the snapmare driver to Riley. It's where you kind of grab them like for a snapmare, but then you fall forward, driving their face into the mat. Shit, the
So sort
snapmare.
of like an ape shit?
No. Like they're standing behind you. You got their head ready for
Okay.
for the snapmare, but then you go forward, driving their face into the mat. Yeah,
Right,
snapmare
right,
driver.
right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
at least that's what it was called in a video game once. So if I have it wrong, I apologize. I just remember that from from one of the old WWE video games. It was called the Snapmare Driver. I apologize if I'm wrong.
When you say I apologize.
I apologize. Oh
Oh
Jesus.
lordy.
So this chair table thing is built, and then they try to
Yes.
slam Cat and Jimmy tried to slam Rayden onto it, but Riley comes in with a low blow to the broski, and Rayden tries to choke slam, but Cat comes in and she slams him through the table. Broski super kicks Riley, hits a tombstone, but Peyton comes off the top to hit a Rana to Jimmy. It was crazy. Um, Peyton hit this huge top rope cross to everybody on the floor at one point.
Mhm.
Just craziness. Peyton puts a trash can on Cat, goes to the top, and hits a moonsault onto the trash can on top of Cat. It looked, I cringed. I was like, oh my god, I look, because the can did
Yeah.
not like when you see cans get crushed in WWE, how they just kind of like fold. This can did not fold like that. It folded a bit, but it did not fold like that. So this is one of those hard, like heavier duty cans. I was
The
like,
aluminum
ooh.
ones, yeah.
Yeah, Ryaden, the end of the match comes. Ryaden stops a power bomb by Jimmy Lloyd to Peyton, but he ends up hitting a twist of fate to Ryaden. He sets up a table, a missed from Peyton Pryce, and Riley hits a code breaker. Ryaden and Riley hit this insane top rope Meteora power bomb combo to Boski Jimmy through the table. It was hit absolutely perfectly, like so good, and they get the win. Like that finish, perfection.
So good, so good. I'm gonna get into the spot that I'm excited about. You know, it's gonna be a rant. The story that was told, not just in this match, but beforehand. Thank you, freaking thank you. Like finally, between the freak show here and Big Wing Promotions, these guys are just
Big swinging promotions.
big swinging. Forgot the S. Go figure.
Yeah.
Big swinging promotions. These two are really carrying this company for advertising and marketing. Like, if you know what's going on at Top Talent, you probably know about the Free Show, and you probably know about Weston King and Gussy. These guys are doing so good. The promo finally helped me understand Raiden's part in this. They're a faction, and officially, I would say the first official faction for Top Talent. Would we consider the Rats maybe? But I don't like they're not there anymore. None of them are. So like would the Freak Show be the first official OG faction from Top Talent? I think so.
Yeah.
And like again, thank you. Doing so well to lay down understanding and character work for all three characters. What I also liked in this match is that Peyton really came off as the puppet master in this match. She was involved. She did the crossbody, she did the Rana, she did a lot of stuff. But on the grander scheme of things, you could see her doing the character work in the corner where she was really letting her two other people take care of it and directing them to do so. There was very much an evident hierarchy, and I love it. And Kat and Lloyd played into it perfectly. You're absolutely right. Kat and Riley work so well together. So well together. There was that one point where Riley tried to go for like, I don't know what she was doing, but she went into that wheelbarrow position. And I think she was gonna like maybe go up into a bulldog or something. I'm not entirely sure. But Kat ended up just grabbing her, redirecting her, and face smashing her into the ground. It's great. Um, there was a backdrop, I think, back body drop by Kat on Ryaden. That was just so good. This woman is so strong, so powerful. It's amazing. Um, chairs, the crossbody, the moonsault. Yeah, that Meteora powerbomb through the table was just perfect. Poor
Yeah.
Lloyd.
It was hit so perfectly. Like
Mhm.
Riley came down so perfectly with it, just rolled out of there, and like
Yeah.
the power bomb through the table looked so good. It just looked
Mhm.
absolutely devastating, and we all, I think, all of us in our session were just like, "Oh!" After
That
that
was
was hit.
great.
Oh, it was so good, so good.
I took the most notes for this one.
Yeah, I took the most notes for the next match, but I've picked out 5 points and the finish for how I'm gonna, because there is so much that happened in this match. I'm just gonna pick out some of my favorite spots and we're gonna talk about it. It's Christian
Oh, yeah.
Starr versus Harlon Abbott. This match was awesome. These two worked so well together. Again, it's the teacher student relationship here, and it's the student hasn't been able to beat the teacher yet, and this match was
Mhm.
insane.
Mhm.
So there was a spot on the apron where Starr goes for an os cutter, but he is caught. Harlon flips him around and hits him with a tombstone on the apron. That looked crazy.
Mhm. Mhm. Very crazy, very crazy.
So Harlan's getting huge chops on the ropes. Lariat Starr to the floor. He comes through the ropes, hitting a huge chope suicida, and he almost lands in the hole.
Yeah, watch out for the hole. Damn it,
Yeah.
boys.
So a little bit later in the match, Starr ends up slipping out of a power bomb, but Harlan slips out of the trainer D. So Starr comes back with his beautiful looking sling blade. He falls in with a huge tornado DDT, but Harlan ends up rolling to the floor. So Starr hits one tope suicida, then gets back in, hits a second tope suicida, then it gets back in and over the top with a tope con hilo to the floor onto Harlan. It was just magic.
Good. Yes. Yeah. And speaks to the stamina of Christian Starr. I mean, I could tell you right now, I would be sucking wind just getting in there on the second time, let alone the freaking third.
Mm-hmm.
Crazy.
I'd be getting winded before even doing the first one. So
I'm getting winded just thinking about it.
yeah. Harlan ends up hitting this coast to coast drop kick at one point in the match. It looked really good. And then he goes to the top, but Starr comes up and attacks him. He hits Starr gets a Spanish fly off the top, and then he rolls him up, then rolls him through, then hits a standing Spanish fly, or he got him rolls him up for two. Then he runs Harlan into the ropes, and catches him with that Spanish fly in the ring for two. So good.
You literally wrote down all of the same stuff that I have. So
Yeah, and there, when Harlan's hits a move, but he only gets two, the crowd starts chanting, "You can't beat him! You can't beat!" It was so, and you can just see Harlan's face just getting angrier and angrier and angrier the more every time he couldn't get a move. It was so good. It was so good. Um, there's later in the match towards the end, Starr hops over Harlan into the corner. And stumbles, but hits the Os Cutter out of the corner. He goes to the top, hits the top rope Phoenix Splash, landing the knees on Harlan Abbott. But he only gets two. Harlan fights back, gets up, hits a beautiful F5, but only gets two. Harlan goes to the top, but Starr gets the knees up on the 450, and Starr comes out of that corner to a standing Harlan with the Os Cutter for the win.
Yes. You literally wrote down everything or said everything that I had actually wrote down, which is good. Except for the gear, burgundy gear on Harlan. Like that crushed velvet kind of thing. I don't know if it's new. Really see him a lot. I haven't seen him at RCW too much recently, so I think the last gear I saw him wear it there was purple. Anyway, it looked really sharp, really good. It was a definite good set apart from Christian Starr wearing his blue, top talent blue. Big win for Christian Starr. Maybe want to take us into the finish because I think maybe that's what we could talk about a little bit more.
Yeah, so Starr, being the good kid that he is and respecting his teacher, offers a handshake, lifts him up, helps him up, handshake. They do it. Starr pulls him up. Harlan raising his hand. They hug him, but then he throws him out, pulls him in, short arm lariat. Then he hicks him up, healing driver. At least that's what I'm calling it. And he's just sitting there, just holding the head of Christian Starr on his lap, just laughing or doing whatever the he was doing, like a psychopath that Harlan Abbott is.
The mental breakdown that seems to be going through professional wrestling locker rooms.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm happy that he finally did it. Instead of teasing it for months and months and months and months and months with other people. Happy he finally did it. Because I think I was talking, I can't remember who I was talking to. Was it you? Was it Kat? And I was like, if he doesn't turn on him after the match, I'm gonna be mad. I'm gonna be real mad. So yay, we're starting to see the heel Harlan, which arguably I think is the funner Harlan of the bunch. I feel like he does a lot better work as a heel. Not to say he can't be a face. He's won the crowd over with the face, but I think it's time. You go through these little swells. Harlan seems to be one of those people who can effortlessly go back and forth between heel and face. think he's been face for a hot minute, and it's time to go for the heel. So that's good. Brings a dual meaning to the healer, if you will. And there's also elevates Christian Starr even higher in the company, first of all, for beating again the student teacher kind of battle there, but also elevating him as the face of the company. He's probably going to end up, I feel like, in top talent especially, he's going to be the top face of the company, 100%.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. So we move on to the. I'm just trying to pick out a couple. I do have a lot of notes for the next one. So
Oh, okay.
Joey Janela versus Ava Lawless. I thought a really good, solid match here. These two, again, early on, it's a lot of just beating each other up early on. I like Janela's like uppercuts. I think he does those Euro uppercuts so well. I think
Yeah, yeah.
they're pretty solid. He ends up taking a fan sign and rips it up, or fans Ava Lawless sign and rips it up like a
Yeah.
jerk, just like a jerk, just like a jerk. There's a spot. There's the trading strikes at center. Ava slapping him, but then he gets a Euro uppercut on the ropes, and then a sliding European uppercut, which I was like, "Ooh, that's smooth." Then he does a lift into a power bomb for 2. The package pile driver gets reversed into an Ava Lawless defeat. Joey ends up missing a stinger splash out in the corner, and Ava Lawless gets what looked like the Robbie Eagles turbo backpack, or the backpack stunner, where you get him on the backpack and you drop. Yeah,
Yeah, I
the
thought the same
backpack
thing. Yeah.
stunner. And she gets a 2 out of that. I was like, ooh, new stuff to the arsenal. I'm liking it. Later on in the match, Joey Janela hits a super kick and a brain buster. They both try to put each other on the shoulders, but they each one slipping off. Joey Janela hits a package pile driver, but according to Mike, she kicked out at 2.85. According to Mike, Mike said it. I just wrote it down. Joey gets a door and a chair, and he ends up done like a curb stomp to Ava Lawless, stomping her head into the chair. He sets up the door across 2 chairs. He gets her on his shoulder, but she slips down, hits him with the twist of fate. She puts him on the door, and she does that rolling senton that she does over the top rope onto Joey, and they go through the table, but she only gets 2. They end up fighting onto the apron. Joey generally hits a back fist and hits a Death Valley driver on the apron. He then brings her back in the ring, Death Valley driver onto a chair, but according to Mike, she kicked out at 2.97. He then puts a door and a chair on top of her, goes to the second rope, and just comes off, just stomping it into her, and then pins her for the 1, the 2, and the 3. Holy crap. And then after the match, she gets the chair, raises it up, but then just like drops it, shakes her hand while she's on the mat, and then just leaves. I'm like, the fuck was that?
Entertaining for me.
Oh, it was.
This one I watched pretty closely, like, the few things that you got at the beginning there, I also had. You got it again. So, you know how I feel about these kinda hardcore matches, though. I'm not a fan of the weaponry, I'm not a fan of it. I understand that there are people who are, and that's cool. You enjoy it, go on with your bad self. Have fun. This wasn't a vibe for me, it kinda lost me about halfway through. But it was still a fun match, and this is, the second time I've seen Janela, I think. Because the first time I remember seeing him, I think, was against Harlan, and I didn't see him the last time he was here.
I can only remember the Harlan match.
Wasn't he against Omen too?
Yes,
Yeah,
maybe.
yeah.
I saw
I
that one.
wouldn't know. Yeah, you did. I didn't. So I saw the last time I saw Janela was Harlan, and that was another match that had a lot of weaponry in it. But I felt that the difference between Janela from then to now just insane. Huge, huge difference in styling. Huge, huge improvement. I was very, very, very impressed. His build looks great. His hair looked majestic. Like beautiful highlights on it. I was impressed. Yeah.
I
I don't
think
have too much to add to this.
I think there might be a Megasis kind of influence on him. Yeah.
Hey, I mean, that's someone I'd love to see up here. Could you imagine Kat Von
Joey,
Hees?
get
Hold
her up
on.
here, please. Please.
Kat Von Hees versus Megan Bain? Moist. Anyway, that's all I got to say on this.
Again, I enjoyed this match. I had a good time with it. Yeah, so we move on. Top Talent Championship. It is Mitch Clark defending against Effy and Gabriel Lestat. Gabriel does his front roll into the ring, and he hurt his knee flipping into the ring before the match. I was like, what the hell? Yeah, so they start the match. Gabriel kind of like stays off to the corner, and Effy attacks Mitch, and he gets his like backwards hip thrust where he's hip thrusting his butt into Mitch in the corner. Then he gets a haluva kick. So this is where Effy and Gabriel start to go at it, and as Effy's running, Gabriel jumps over him, lands, and his leg just buckles out from under him, and he just rolls out, and it seems like he's done. The other two referees show up and start taking him towards the back. This is where Mitch comes with a chair and just smacks Omen in the knee with a chair. Yeah, and Effy then comes off the top of the double axe handle to Mitch to stop him from beating up Gabriel with a chair. Yeah, Omen does get taken to the back. Yeah, so we get in. It pretty much becomes a singles contest at this point between Mitch Clark and Effy, which I think we see at a great spot. Effy gets these huge chops in the corner at one point. He misses a haluva kick, and Mitch boots Effy in the face, then hits this beautiful fisherman buster suplex for 2. Looked really, really good. The suplex reversals by both men. Effy gets a beautiful Northern Lights suplex for 2, then rolls up and hits just drops the ass right on the chest of Mitch. It looks so good. Mitch pulling out the Cobra clutch. It looks so good. But Effy ends up snap mirroring him to get out of it. But Mitch ends up sidestepping Effy and then hits him with a dragon suplex for 2. These two work so well together. The Rough Rider by Effy was that where you jump up for that leg drop them to the ground, Zack Ryder style, is stopped and Mitch hits a power bomb, then hits another power bomb, but he only gets 2. TKO by Effy, and then rolls into a dragon sleeper, but Mitch ends up just working his way out of the hole. It looked really good. Mitch gets Effy up top. They fight. Mitch is knocked off, but he comes back up and hits a super belly to belly suplex off the top. Mitch is delayed on getting the pin, so he only gets 2. Mitch goes for the pile driver, but Effy reverses into a jackknife pin, and then he goes for 2. Then he goes and hits the Rough Rider. Effy's going for a move, but Mitch reverses it into the spindly bindly Ludwig Van Driver for the win.
Touch my tip, you dick.
Oh, you had 2 fingers up, so I was very confused.
Yeah, because it's the violence. Violence.
Ultra. There you go. We did it.
Yay.
Ultra violent tip touching.
Yes. Yeah. I didn't see this one. I was outside with Lloyd, having a smoke.
Ooh. Yeah, Kat was with
talking
you
about
too, right?
yes, Kat was with us. We were talking about the TDT trip he was going to be doing this week.
And it's already online.
Yes, it is. And it's some of the stuff coming out of there is just gold. I love it. And talking about Mao's performance. He was going to be going to Mao's punk band performance when they got there. So
Meow.
yeah.
Meow.
So excited. So excited. Anyway, yay Mitch. Yay Effy. Unfortunate about Omen. I mean, take care of yourselves, guys. Even vampires break down, I guess.
Yeah. I thought undead things just existed. They didn't break or anything, but I guess
Yeah,
not.
typically they kind of regenerate, and that's kind of what X-Men taught me, but or Blade.
Yeah, I was gonna say Blade, not X-Men.
Well, I mean Wolverine, yeah,
Yeah,
arguably a vampire of some kind.
no, he
Shut
doesn't.
up! It makes sense in
He
my head.
doesn't. It doesn't make sense in reality, though.
Well, mutants in general just don't make sense in reality, my guy.
Mutants make sense in reality. It's our next evolution. Come on, lady. Eventually, we're all gonna have superpowers. Not us, because we're gonna be dead
I
by
was gonna
then.
say, not us. We're gonna be dead.
But I
Come
say
on
the human
now.
race is eventually gonna evolve into Homo
We're off
superior, and
topic.
yeah, you're the one that brought up the X-Men.
You continued it. I just brought up the regeneration. Blade. Blade.
Somebody,
We're gonna
somebody
go to
brings up
Blade.
somebody brings up X-Men
Daywalker.
or Marvel. I'm going to talk about it. It's what I do.
Clearly, this one's a daywalker. He preferred decay days.
It's true. It's true.
So clearly doesn't have the regenerative power anymore. You're gonna break down. That's what it is.
Yeah. We move on. Your main event of the evening. It is the King, Weston King, with the ultimate manager in professional wrestling, Gussy Jones from Big Swinging Promotions, taking on the man that you will feast your eyes on, Donovan Dijak.
Yes. I had just come back in from outside and we missed. Oh, I was so disappointed. I was singing in the bathroom along with the
Oh,
"Don't You Know You're Riding with the King" thing. And
we
when
got
we
it.
came back in, Kat and I were standing there and we're like, okay, we want to go sit down now, sir. Hurry up, hurry up. He should took his hot minute coming in, posing up on the corners and everything. I'm like, dude, this would be worth it when we get in there because gosh dang, hurry up. It was
It
worth
was
it. It was
it
worth
was
it.
worth it, man. Like the early on of this match is just these two just beating the living piss out of it, and Dijak getting a lot of that offense in, and like
Oh yeah.
just when Weston coming back, it's just he's just getting choking Dijak on the ropes when then the ref pulls him off, so Weston's the ref, so Gussy runs up choking Dijak on the ropes,
So
just so much
smart.
stuff. Again, he's choking him in the corner. Then he pulls the ref away, and then Gussy's choking Dijak in the corner. You can see Dijak slowly getting more and more pissed off at every time Gussy Jones gets involved in that, and it paid off so well at the end. Um, Airplane Death Valley Driver spin into Feast Your Eyes by Dijak, which is that uh, otherwise known as Sammy Guevara's Go to Hell. It's an invert. It's just the Death Valley Driver into the knee strike into the back of the head.
Mhm.
But yeah, it was a really good spot, but he could only get two off of it. Uh, just Dijak hits the choke slam gets stopped. He gets kicked, hit and Weston with the spinning back elbow, or he hits, and Weston comes back with a beautiful X-plex. This set release suplex. I look so good. Hits the senton for two, then falls up with a power bomb for two. These guys are just going at it. King, they fight up top. Dijak fights off King and gets a sunset flip into a running power bomb off that top for two. These two are just killing each other with this. Like I've written down just a hard ass strike so many times in this match. Uh, Gussy poking at Dijak, just kind of screwing with them. When he has Weston on his shoulders, but King slips out and gets Dijak up into a torture rack bomb. But Dijak kicks out at 2.9. Just these two. Dijak catches Weston around the throat at one point and hits a choke bomb, but King kicking out at 2.9. It's just so much beating the piss out of each other. He does get another feast your eyes at one point, but Gussy pulls the referee out at 2. So and Dijak is pissed. So Dijak comes out. He like pulls Gussy up onto the apron, and his belly just starts like showing. And I can't remember. I think Eric got the shot, and he showed it. Like I think it was Eric showed it to Gussy after the show, and he's like, "You have to send me that." Like it's the perfect spot because the guts all hanging out. It's hilarious.
Oh.
Yeah, and then they just Dijak. They're fighting. He goes for Feast Your Eyes again with the case, but Weston gets the case and blocks the knee strike off of Feast Your Eyes with the case. Looks so good. And then he hits up and then hits Dijak with the case, hits him with the power bomb, and he gets the win. I was like, oh my god, the king has risen. So
good.
Weston and Gussy are in the ring celebrating like a-holes, and Dijak rises behind them. Well, they was excessive. I loved Weston King. I bought his trading card. I bought Gussy's trading card. But they were celebrating excessively, and Dijak rising up behind them. They turn around, gets them both, choke slam to both. Then he picks up Gussy, puts him in the torture rack, flips him through for that knee to the face, hits Feast Your Eyes. His glasses go flying in a different direction than where Gussy went. So good.
It's perfect.
And then the man turns around and just punts Weston's case out of the ring. It flies out and clips a lady in the crowd. And the man felt very bad about that because he went over and was saying he was sorry to the lady and everything. But holy shit, that post match was crazy.
Oh, it was so funny. So funny. Okay. Let's see when I got that you did the razzle dazzle in the corner, followed by the spine buster by Weston was so good. There was one point where Dijak moved from the corner, avoiding the senton from Weston, which I was disappointed with because I love that. There was the reversal that you mentioned, Weston reversing the choke slam into his own and then following it up with a senton. Weston's so quick for a taller guy. So quick. I also at the beginning when they were first locking up and everything, I was recording it, obviously, for memories, but also our good friend Astrid Pizarro loves both of these guys. So I was recording it and I caught that little photo bomb that Gussy did on Adam where he came up and was shimmying in him. I got the behind the scene. Shimmy. So I was pretty happy with that.
That's a great spot.
It was so funny. This is the crowd interaction. We were talking before we came on here about the functionality of managers and versus valets, because manager is what Gussy is. He's functional. He's running around. He's jumping up on the apron. He's choking Dijak. He's tripping people. He's pulling the referees out. He's cutting promos with Weston, which thank you guys. Please keep that content coming. It's one of the only things that Top Talent has to advertise other than their match cards. So please keep doing this ish because it's so cool and it's so interesting and it builds these characters up so much. I've never seen a person end up with a hate social so quickly as Weston King.
Oh my god. Yeah, you're right.
Right? So he's doing something right, really right. He's getting a lot of attention. And I mean, haters gonna hate. Might as well capitalize on that. Give them something to hate on. I freaking love it. This match was so fun. I was really excited when I saw this announced because I thought that honestly there was no one better to face Dijak in this locker room but Weston King. What a freaking match. This was gold. What a way to end the show, too.
Oh, so good.
So good.
So, dude, again, crazy ending, but we got to talk about the announcement for October.
Mm-hmm.
It's a big announcement.
Yes, it is.
So we're sitting there early on in the show, before the show. We're all saying it's probably a little after 6 because we got there at 5:30 when doors open. We were there for 5:30 when doors open. Make sure we got nice front row seats, front versus second row seats.
Absolutely.
And we're sitting there, and it's probably around 6, so not maybe a quarter of the crowd was there already, and they put this graphic up, and I hear, oh, and I'm kind of I'm standing facing you guys, and all I hear is Adam go, holy shit, and then Nathan to my right go, holy shit.
Holy shit. It was a progressively louder holy shit that echoed throughout the building.
And then later on the night, partway through the night, they announced this, and the crowd went insane when the whole crowd was there.
As they should.
Kurt freaking Angle is coming to Top Talent Wrestling. He will not be, as far as I know, it's just a special appearance. I feel like he'll get involved in a match somewhere. Like he'll probably like come in for a spot or something, but I don't see him. He's not going to be wrestling. The man is retired, but I could see him getting in and like knocking somebody out or something, doing something like that. But like,
I'd be down for that.
Yeah, I'm excited to see this dude like at the show. This is gonna be crazy, man.
Absolutely. What an announcement. Yeah. A little bit of a flub, but still a great pop. Everyone popped. We popped again.
Andreas posted about it on Facebook right after it happened, and then but he didn't say who it was. And then Peggy posts about saying you suck, and then I'm going, whoever it was must have had whoever posted it must have had a broken free kick neck. And then Andrew pops into the chat like 20 minutes later. Well, who is it?
Yeah.
I'm like, dude, you have two very obvious like hints of who that is. Like, come on.
Yeah, but let's be honest though. Whoever was on production tonight was clearly new. It was some RCW level.
Oh, there were some music
happening.
flubs, man. There were some music flubs here too.
Yeah, that's why I said some RCW level fuckery happening with that production.
I love me some RCW. Don't get me wrong. We're gonna be there at the end of the month, but
yeah,
the music sometimes is.
It's either right or sorry, it's either wrong or it's too low and then it's too high and then it's not appropriate. It's just certain things we just as family shows we need to figure out. Yeah.
Yeah. So highly recommend getting your tickets. We got ours already. Thanks to Miss Cat, who already picked up our ticket for us, and we'll pay her back. I'm gonna pay her back Friday.
This is how we do things. So one person buys the tickets, everyone pays them.
This is how we do it. But dude, I'm excited for the show. And then just imagine what else they're gonna announce for this. Like there's so much more they can announce. Like,
I mean, they got 2 months, and Lord knows they're going to be announcing shit right up until the day it fucking happens.
Yeah, this is what happens.
But we can guarantee that we're probably going to hear from the Freakshow, which I'm excited to see, because they're going to have to advertise for their show going into Calgary, September. Ooh. So there's going to be some build on that. And then we also got to have some build from Big Swinging Productions. With Gussy and Weston. Yeah. There's been requests from Florida for that.
Yeah. So yeah, on in September, I think September 8th, I want to say. Check out Top Talent making their debut in Calgary. Yeah. Featuring Joey Janela.
Yes. Is it the
8th? Maybe 18th. I don't know, something like that.
Well, like the 8th is a Sunday.
Is it?
It's a 6th, maybe?
I'm
6 or 7. It's not here, so we don't really care. But if you want to go to their website, you can check it out.
September 7th.
There we go.
Why I had 8 in my brain, I don't know.
I mean, even number. I appreciate it.
Yep. But we've got the end of another episode of Shop Talk. I want to thank each and everybody for joining us here. You can find me on the X at That Canada Guy, TikTok, Instagram, and Threads at That Canada Dude. You can find me on Facebook at Andre M. Melball. Wrestling Talk is where you can communicate with me probably in the best way possible other than my Twitter. Yeah. right?
Your
Probably the best way
Instagram
to-
you respond to pretty quickly too.
Insta.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm fixing something. Give me a second. I forgot to change something. What
Uh-oh.
having to do with that with our new logo?
Oh, okay.
We have the
Okay.
one. Also, check out A Plus
Hey.
Productions on Facebook.
Hey.
Check out their Facebook page over there. We're gonna be soft launches coming August 17th. We'll have them on my interview with Kamikaze. Will be going up there on audio form, and so much more coming from that channel. It's wrestling, it's other sport, it's sports, and it's entertainment. We're gonna have multiple feeds. It's all gonna be there. Check out the Facebook page to join up with us, and you'll be able to get information on web pages and other things going forward. So check us out over there. A Plus Productions on Facebook. And then check us out over at twitch.tv/our local establishment. You can find me on the Marvel Talk. I just did the final episode before a little break before Agatha Covenant Chaos. We're going to be talking Agatha All Along, whatever the heck name is now. Agatha All Along. That's it. We just did our Ant-Man review where we went back, watched the movie, talked about it. It's probably one of my favorite MCU movies out there, but it doesn't rank as super high as other ones. It's much more of a fun little comedy. And God damn it, we forgot to rank it. I just realized that. We forgot to rank.
Well, looks like you guys got some extra content to put out on social media.
So check that out on the OLE YouTube page. And then we'll be back with Marvel Talk September 18th. That's why I had an 8 in my head. It's because the 18th. September 18th, because when we'll be coming back with the first review of the first 2 episodes of Agatha All Along.
Hey.
One more shout out to our boy Mike the Rap over at Backbreaker Video. Thank you so much for supporting us and simulcasting all of our stuff over there. We really do appreciate it. If you want to see him live, go to twitch.tv/Mike the Ref, whereas all his AEW watch times every Wednesday, Saturday, and pay-per-view Sunday, which you'll see him at 10 a.m. Mountain Standard Time. He'll be watching probably 9 a.m. Mountain Standard Time for 0 hour. He'll be watching the All-In pay-per-view on the 25th. As we'll be watching it at Mel's, and I'll be watching it at Mel's place.
Yes, we will.
Yeah. You can also see all the other gaming content on there live on there. Check them out every other day of the week. And then you see the replays of the gaming content, youtube.com/@Backbreaker_gaming, where you can find him, Mr. PJC, this little dude right here, Mr. Rick Jules, and therefore we're going to just
Kayla J. Kayla J. Kayla J. Kayla J. We love Kayla J here.
Yes, we do. Melball. Where can they find you?
If you're wanting to follow a Melball, you can follow her on the X thing at Collins Melball. You can follow her on everything else: Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, Mastodon, and Blue Sky at Melball Collins. You can also find me on our local establishments programming with this guy every Friday at 8 p.m. Mountain Time. Unless it's not. And then we'll let you know on social media. But this week we are going live at 8 because we don't have a show this week, which is merciful, or next week, which again, merciful, given how crazy Cupcakes it has been with us with tournaments and ish. So it's a good thing. That's a good thing. We will be updating you, obviously, on G1 standings, Grand Prix standings, talking about other things and standings, because there's other shit going on.
And
so that thing. So many tournaments going on right now. So we will cover that tomorrow, 8 p.m. Well, I guess today, 8 p.m. Mountain Time.
Yes. Yes. Yeah. Oh, and don't forget to check out OLE this Saturday, 5 p.m. Eastern, because you're going to get Mark interviews. My co-host right here, Melball in the hot seat, and we're going to make her cry of happiness because I've written an essay.
Oh, Jesus.
And I've got more. I might have reached out to some people for some comments and stuff. So
there's more people?
Maybe. Got at least one so far that I sent extra for Mark to make you blubber.
Oh no.
You almost got me.
I did. I was so close too. So close. Oh man. Well, then, that being said, you can also go back to our local establishment and see Andre's interview with Mark last Saturday, where I almost made him cry.
Last Monday. We did it Monday,
Right. You almost did Saturday because it was your birthday on Saturday.
But he couldn't make his schedule work, so yeah, it was a giant weird thing. Plus, he had his birthday the next day, so yeah.
Anyway, you can also catch me on Thank You, Astro Pizarro's YouTube channel, where we do our show, Ladies Wrestling Showcase. We got a lot of ish to talk about. This lady's been so busy with her promotion and finding a new person at work, though. Shoot jobs are important, everyone, but we will get an episode out very, very soon with the natural and me talking about the ladies. What else? If you're wanting to go to a top talent show, you can go to their link in the description box below. It is www.toptalentwrestling.com. You can also go there if you're wanting to be a wrestler, a referee, or a manager like the wonderful, the incredible Gussy. Go to Top Talent, check it out. Go check out the facility. Go check out the wrestlers there. And also get your tickets while you're at it. I believe there is a Ticketmaster link now.
Yes, Ticketmaster.
I don't know if you can still get tickets through wrestlers. You might want to ask them if you have connections. Try it. Might as well avoid fees.
I know Grandmama Shauna, she gets her tickets through Harlon, so
Right, there you go. So there, I know there's a couple people who get them through the wrestlers still. So if you can do that, utilize it, save yourself a couple bucks on the service fees, and get to see some professional wrestling.
Mm-hmm.
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 Mm-hmm. I went a little D-Lo there.
You did. You kind of got the little head shake going on. Give me a headache. Whew. He was just coming through with the CWE tour. Didn't come through here, but maybe next time.
Maybe next time.
Maybe not.
I would love to meet D-Lo. He was.
That would be cool.
I loved it. I especially loved his run in the early 2000s in WWE when he was with Teddy Long.
Mm-hmm. We're going to get off topic again. So that being said, I am your Melball. Over there is Andre. We will see you next time. Bye.